It was supposed to be just another simple job, a quick drop-off, nothing more. But for April Windsor, that night became the moment everything changed. What began as a nervous errand turned into one of the darkest, most disturbing ordeals Emmerdale has shown in years, and it's left viewers completely stunned. For weeks, we've watched April get dragged deeper into the dangerous world of county lines drug dealing, a world ruled by manipulation, fear, and control. It all started when Ray Walters and his mother, Celia Daniels, slowly pulled April into their web, promising quick money and respect, but delivering only pain and danger. What makes it worse is how quietly it all began, how something so small could turn into something so horrifying. Tonight's special episode revealed just how far that manipulation had gone. Ray told April he needed her for a delivery, nothing unusual, at least not for the kind of work he'd been forcing her to do. But this time, there was something different in his voice. Something cold. Something that made even April uneasy. As they drove to the meeting, Ray made sure she knew what was at stake. He said one sentence that sent chills down viewers' spines. "I need this to go right, kid. Reputation is everything." For him, it wasn't about April's safety or what she might be feeling, it was about his reputation, his business, his control. When April arrived at the hotel room, she did exactly what she was told. She handed over the small packet of drugs, cocaine, to the man waiting inside. His name was Tim. At first, he acted polite. Too polite. He smiled, made small talk, tried to seem friendly, but his eyes said something different. Something that made the audience uneasy from the start. April clearly wanted to leave. She did her part, she wanted out. But Tim wasn't done. He told her to stay a little longer, saying she didn't have to rush off. When she hesitated, he leaned in, asking her to try some of the drugs with him, saying it would help her relax. April refused. She was scared, but she stood her ground. That's when everything changed. Tim's fake charm started to fade, replaced by something far more sinister. He told her to have just one line to get in the mood, his tone turning dark, suggestive, and deeply uncomfortable. Then he sat down beside her on the bed. The camera lingered on her face, pure fear, confusion, and disbelief. You could see her body tense up as he reached out to touch her hair, carrying a lot of tension in those shoulders. Though, "Love," he said, pretending to care. But everyone watching knew exactly what he meant. He moved closer, reaching for her neck as if to give her a massage, but April was frozen. She didn't want to be there. She didn't want this. And for a moment, it looked like she might be trapped. Then, as Tim turned away to get the drugs ready, something inside her broke free. She ran. Pure panic. Adrenaline. She sprinted for the door as Tim shouted behind her, "Where are you going? Sit back down. You haven't done what I paid for." The sound of that line hung heavy in the air. Viewers were horrified. April escaped, but what she escaped from was something far worse than just a drug deal gone wrong. Later, in one of the most emotional moments of the episode, April finally told Celia what had happened. Tears ran down her face as she tried to get the words out. "He wanted me to do coke with him. He undid his belt. I thought that he was going to..." She couldn't even finish. Her voice cracked under the weight of it. But instead of comfort, Celia gave her cold manipulation. She didn't ask if April was okay. She didn't even pretend to care. Instead, she told her that she had no choice but to keep working, that this was just how things were, that April should do what she's told if she knows what's good for her. It was one of the most chilling moments, yet a glimpse into how these people use fear and guilt to control someone completely. And next week, the fallout begins. Marlon, April's father, senses something is seriously wrong. The distance between them has grown, and he's desperate to fix it. He knows she's hiding something, but he can't quite figure out what. Every time he tries to reach her, she shuts down, terrified to say too much. Bob, ever the voice of reason, suggests checking up on her through Dylan, hoping maybe he can get through to her when no one else can. But while they're worrying, Ray is already planning his next move. He doesn't care that April is scared, or that she was nearly assaulted. All he cares about is control. He pressures her again, saying she'll have to go through with the next job whether she wants to or not. His tone leaves no room for argument. And as much as April wants to run, she knows what happens to people who cross Ray and Celia. The tension is building fast. April is caught between two worlds, the people who want to help her and the people who own her fear. And as the pressure mounts, the question becomes, how much more can she take before something breaks? What makes this storyline so powerful is how real it feels. It's not about villains in masks or dramatic explosions, it's about manipulation, silence, and control. About how easily someone vulnerable can be pulled into something they can't escape. It's about the danger hiding in plain sight and the people who look the other way until it's too late. As Emmerdale moves forward, fans are bracing themselves for what comes next. Will Marlon finally discover the truth about what's happening to his daughter? Will April find the courage to fight back? Or will Ray and Celia's control tighten even more, pulling her further into their dangerous world? Whatever happens, one thing is certain: April Windsor's story isn't over. And if tonight's episode proved to anything, it's that sometimes the most terrifying monsters aren't the ones lurking in the shadows, they're the ones smiling right in front of you. And as the screen faded to black, viewers were left with one haunting thought: if April doesn't find a way out soon, how far will this nightmare go?